This symbolic image here of a cyber owl grasping a Russian bomber, Ukraine military intelligence agency has hacked into Tupolev, the manufacturer of Russia's most strategic aircraft. Personnel files, classified minutes, home addresses, all exposed. Not only were the planes hit on the tarmac in Operation Spiderweb, now the system itself lies naked. The illusion of invulnerability is gone. Russia's ability to dominate the skies is unraveling. The Tu-95s, the Tu-160s, relics of Soviet-era military might, were bombed by Ukrainian drones launched from inside Russia. Some 41 aircraft were hit, and now, with HUR's cyber heist, Ukraine knows who fuels them, where they live, what they earn. This is not just psychological warfare. This is system degradation. In the last fortnight, an Su-35, Russia's premier fighter jet, was downed in Kursk, likely by a Ukrainian F-16 supported by Swedish AWACS, a force multiplier Russia cannot match. These aren't just kills, they are a demonstration that Russia is technologically outrun. And all this costs money, and Russia is running out. The central bank has slashed rates to 20%, and that's their good news. Dividends are suspended. Gazprom bleeds cash. Sovcomflot has posted massive losses. The public finances are fiction propped up by borrowing from state-controlled companies at unsustainable rates. And still, Russia keeps spending hundreds of drones a night, bombing Kharkiv, Kyiv, Sumy. The civilian death toll mounts to keep Putin and his cronies happy, but it changes nothing on the battlefield. Russia cannot advance. This is not war, it's butchery by habit. And when a regime double taps rescue workers, bombing once, waiting and then striking again, it has no moral claim left. This isn't war, this is systemic sadism. 3 rescuers died in Kyiv last week, targeted not for what they did, but for what they represent: human decency under fire. This is the bitter truth. Russia fights with cruelty because it's run out of competence. It bombs civilians because it cannot win in the trenches, and then lies about it, blaming drone strikes on its own failures, justifying revenge on apartment blocks with the destruction of bombers that were moments away from killing children. Russia dreams of empire, but its reality is painted plastic bucket glued to a jeep passed off as an electronic warfare. Its ambition is global, but its means are threadbare. It funds Wagner-style coups in Africa, spreads propaganda in local dialects, and lectures the world about resisting Western colonialism while stealing children from Ukraine and flattening towns with Iranian-made drones. This contradiction will tear it apart. For how long can a regime simultaneously posture as a global power and glue saucepans on tanks? Inside Russia, the walls are closing in. Putin surrounds himself with yes-men, men who fail upwards. Shoigu was sidelined, but Gerasimov remains. Why? Loyalty to the man, not the mission. There's no accountability, no reform, just fear, just silence. The elite cannot admit what is obvious, that the war is unwinnable and the strategy self-defeating. So they say nothing, they reshuffle sorties, they repaint craters. Like Soviet engineers testing reactors they don't understand, they await the explosion that ends in fantasy. Russia cannot be bombed into submission. The more Russia kills, the more Ukraine becomes, the more united Ukraine becomes. A year ago, 54% said they would fight for as long as necessary. Today, it's rising again. Because Ukrainians understand this. If the war continues, the only limit to Russia's cruelty is capacity, not intention. And the West needs to understand that too. The war must end, but not with platitudes, not with ceasefires that reward slaughter. It must end with Ukrainian victory, not with Russia pushed back, exposed and shamed into retreat. There's no glory left in Putin's war, only ruin, smoke, and the silence of the dead. And above them now, in place of Russian bombers, flies the image of an owl, a reminder that the sky no longer belongs to Moscow, that the sky has been requisitioned, has been reclaimed by Ukraine.